I'm a beach bum from Cornwall. I would love to sit here and promise you that I'm never going to let you down again, but I fucking will, because I'm an idiot.
The gaslighting, disappointing, self-proclaimed idiot is the man that you want to marry. Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, and I'm recording from my living room. If you're wondering why the background looks different, if you want to see this background more often, you can subscribe to the reality recap. But yeah, I was too lazy to go into my office, so here we are. We are reviewing episodes 8, 9, and 10 of Love is Blind UK Season 3. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So episode 8 starts with Franchesca and Joseph debriefing what happened at Faye's birthday party. Now, I kind of felt like Franchesca was still looking for answers from Joseph. She was like, I just want to make sure we're on one accord. Girl, I promise you, whatever Chevanique was saying was absolute BS. Like, I'm so sorry. The girl is butthurt. And I don't know, I thought some of you guys were trolling in my comments by saying, oh, Kiara and Chevanique are queens and they're like the boss bitches of the season and whatever. I guess some people are actually serious. Over here, we do believe that Chevanique was on one, okay? Kiara also on one. So I would believe Joseph at this point. I don't think he has said anything that deviated from what we saw. Of course, there could have been more, but based on what we saw, it seems like Joseph is being honest. So girl, trust your man. As we know, Faye is looking for Jack. He disappeared in the middle of the night. Apparently they went home together. He kissed her on the forehead, and then when she woke up, he was gone. His side of the bed was made, his location was off, and all of a sudden he's turned up in the morning and he doesn't have a clear story on what the hell he was doing all those hours.
You know, I didn't think it was like a big deal for me to let you know where I was going.
You haven't texted me. I can't see you and find my friends. What the fuck?
I'm 30 years old. I'm going for a walk, doing my own thing, living my own life.
You're talking to me who's been single for 10 years.
The fact that you have this little trust in me, there must be a reason that you have this lack of trust.
This is not Love is Parenthood. This is not Love is Parenthood, Faye. And the way that she's asking him questions, I'm just like, I'm sorry, like I'm already exhausted. I'm already so tired of the fact that I have to question a man on why he dipped out in the middle of the night without letting me know. You could have tapped me on the shoulder. You could have texted me so that I see it first thing in the morning. And then even with the whole like location turning off thing, he claims he didn't turn it off and he doesn't even know how Find My Friends works. But I swear when he was talking to the guys, he had said that he is the one who needs to turn on Find My Friends because he often gets in situations where he's in a bind and he's probably going to need his wife to bail him out. Now you don't know how it works. Please. He was gaslighting the hell out of this woman. He was like, I don't know, I just feel like you don't trust me. And if you don't trust me, like we can't be in a relationship. And she's like, it's not even that I don't trust you. I'm just trying to get the story straight. Like you left in the middle of the night. Do you know how scary that is? To wake up and your fiance is not there? Like that is terrifying. Nobody has an account of where you've been. You were drunk as well. Don't play in my face. Please do not play in my face. And honestly, it was so annoying to me to see him like continue to say like, oh, maybe you just don't trust me, you just don't trust me. It sounded to me like he was saying it to disarm her, right? Okay, obviously she's coming, trying to get answers out of him and he's being defensive. So he's not saying like, oh, you have trust issues, like then we should break up, this is not for me. But it's like, no, you change yourself because I'm not gonna change myself. If you're acknowledging, okay, she has trust issues, what can I do to alleviate that stress that she's experiencing right now? Maybe I'll make sure that my location is always on. I'll text you before I go anywhere so that you see it either first thing in the morning or whenever you get up. I'll leave you a note. I'll do anything. But instead he's like, no, let me accuse her to make her feel bad and make her change her ways. And so what if she has trust issues because of this now? That is an okay thing to say. And she also has the right to be like, and that's not gonna work for me. Because you're a person who I cannot trust. I cannot move forward with you. Don't try to now guilt trip me to make me change my mind and go against my own convictions. Hell no. Hell no. So then she talks to her parents, and her parents were starting to not feel very great about Jack. They eventually meet up with him and they were like, listen, trust is a big thing in relationships and we hope that you're being honest, but if you're not being honest, lies are very destructive in relationships. And he's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Please. I did not like any of this. Even later on, she was saying like, I just wanted to see the whole like Find My Friends thing on your phone, and you were being very defensive about your phone. Oh no, in my past relationships, going through phones is an absolute no. That's not what she's saying. That's not what she's saying at all. The fact that you were defensive about the possibility of going through your phone is what she's stuck on. Like, you are the one who broke the trust. How dare you make this her problem? And this is the man you want to marry. Oh, God forbid. Another thing he said was, I'm a grown man. He's a grown man, baby. I'm a grown man. I've been doing life on my own for 30 years. I don't need to be accountable to you. Like, I'm grown. If you feel like it is not your responsibility to check in on your wife or to let your wife know your whereabouts, you're not ready to be married. Are you serious? You're not ready to be married. After some convincing, AJ's parents were finally okay with coming on camera, which is really good for AJ because he felt like he needed them to support him in this way, so that's good. He also did say that if he hands them a physical invitation to their wedding, this is no joke. We're not turning back.
Obviously, I was not disappointed.
We come from a background where our marriage was arranged marriage. We are still going quite strong. You know, the best child you can ask for.
What advice do you have for us?
You have something in your head and don't take it to bed. So
resolve it straight away.
So I do have an invite to give to you in person, Mum and Dad.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
The parents seem to be on board. Like, their biggest issue was coming on camera. And I can understand that. Like, don't be putting my business out there. I don't want these people knowing me and all that. Like, no. But as far as the process is concerned, it doesn't seem like they have an issue. They are all for arranged marriage, and this feels like a version of arranged marriage. They are quite fond of Kiara, so yeah, they gave their blessing. They received the physical invitation, so it seems like everything's a go. I did like a scene that Kiara and AJ had. It's written Diwali, but I heard them pronounce it as Diwali. So I'm going to say Diwali. And Kiara decorated the apartment for Diwali because she wanted him to know that she is embracing his culture. And then he broke down, he cried. I was getting a little misty-eyed too. It was nice. It was really nice. I said, okay, Kiara, this was good. I like seeing her do things for AJ selflessly. Don't do something to then throw it back in his face to be like, oh, and I do this for you and I do, do you want to do the thing for him or not? If so, then just do it without expecting anything in return. Ryan has to leave the experiment again, but this time it's because his grandmother is severely ill, so it is understandable. However, I kind of wish that he would have even asked Cuba if she wanted to join. Now, this would only be if he saw Cuba as the person he wanted to marry. Clearly, he doesn't. But if this is somebody who you want to marry, I do understand that it's a short period of time. Like, your grandmother is somebody who's important to you, assuming they're important to you. So would you want a stranger in those moments? I don't know. But if you are so convicted by the love you have for them to the point where you want to marry them, I would assume that them being there shouldn't necessarily be a problem. And it's not even that they have to be in the room, but at least like wherever you're staying, let them be there so that when you are away from your family, you can reconnect with your fiance, right? So the fact that he didn't extend an invitation already, I was like, what's going on? Unfortunately, his grandmother did pass away. So Cuba doesn't really know how to process her feelings. She feels like, obviously, she wants to be with him and you know, she understands that he has to be away, but he's kind of being selfish in his time away. And it's not just the bereavement of it all. It was even before that. When he was doing his MLM stuff, he didn't check in with her. And now again, he's leaving and they just haven't had enough time to actually connect. She and Yasmin speak about this disconnect that's happening in their relationships. It was interesting to me how Cuba was so, you know, knowledgeable about what you need to accept and not accept in a relationship and this and that and whatever regarding Yasmin. But I was like, girl, you're in a similar situation. Actually, she might be in a worse situation because at least Jordan is there and he's trying. I haven't seen Ryan really try for real. And this is barring what's happening with his grandmother. Even before that, he didn't seem to be doing much. So finally he returns and Cuba's like, what's the deal? Are you with me or are you not?
It's not fair for you. Can't force that certainty. I don't think it's right for us to continue.
Questioning how you can love me and do this, just run away. Doesn't make sense to me. I would never have opened up to someone like this. Guess that's my fault.
Ultimately, Ryan says that his body was telling him that something was wrong and he cannot deny his body. I said, oh, Lord, okay. So they decide to break up. He For a second, was trying to make it seem like he needed more time to process, but I'm like, you've been away from this girl for so long. You're telling me you still don't have an answer. So he went away, cleared his mind, came back, and he was like, yeah, I'm just not really feeling it like that. She gets emotional, and she's also irritated because she says that she truly did love him. And if he loved her, he wouldn't have handled her the way that he did. And I do believe that to be true. I don't know what the hell Ryan was doing on here. It really does give scam, because what did you come on here for? And it's unfortunate because he experienced some real things while being on the show, but it does seem like whatever his reasoning was for coming on here feels disingenuous. So I am interested to see how people respond to him. Will they be empathetic because of what he's going through, or will they still see him as a dirty, stinking liar? Because that's where I'm leaning. After the conversation with Cuba, we saw Yasmin write a letter, and I thought this was her doing like a breakup note for Jordan, but no, that was not the case. It is Jordan who ended up pulling the trigger, and I'm conflicted because I'm glad that he's finally saying something, because obviously he's the one who had something to say. But I wish that she took this moment to have the power. Like, why did you give this man the power to break it off?
The distance is a big thing on mine. There are a few other things on my mind. Yaz, I'm just waiting for that spark, that switch. Is that spark going to come? I don't know.
Okay.
Jordan, come reunion time, you better have your story straight. Because already you've told us that the distance was an excuse. So you can't use distance for why you didn't think things were going to work out. And honestly, I laugh when I hear distance. If you know, you know. Like, please. If you truly love somebody, you're going to make the distance work. But anyways, have your story straight come reunion time, or the internet is going to cook your ass more than they already have. What was the reason, Jordan? What was the reason? I also do feel like this was just not the process for Yasmin. I do think that her lack of experience did aid the demise of this relationship for multiple reasons. From the time that they were in the pause and she was talking about, oh, this is destined, I was worried. Y'all remember I said that having never had an experience before and you see something that feels like something you've never felt before, I can get why she feels like, wow, this is destiny, this is gonna be my man, this is gonna be whatever. And that's gonna cloud her judgment on what's actually going on in their relationship. She was picking up on vibes, but I do think that having had experience before would have led her to call things out and ultimately end things earlier than she actually did. Now, I can't say that for certain because we've seen people see the writing on the wall and still proceed. So experience doesn't actually guarantee that you're going to make the right decision in the next relationship. But I do think that she could have benefited from either having more experience before coming on the show or going on a show that specifically caters to people who have never been in relationships before, because jumping from 0 to marriage is insane. To clarify, 0 to marriage in 4 weeks to a stranger on television, just to be clear. So to me, nothing really happened at the dress fittings. We saw Faye's mother, who was quite indifferent. When she saw Faye in her dresses, she was not moved. And she was like, oh, am I a bad mom because I didn't cry? No. You don't trust that man. And you shouldn't trust that man. And I still think that he's going to be a liability, but okay. Faye thinks otherwise. And then we also saw Franchesca's mom, who said, it's not that I don't approve of Joseph. I don't approve of how fast this process is. And I don't think that you can truly know somebody in 4 weeks, which is true. I personally do not believe that you can be absolutely certain in 4 weeks. I think that as time goes on, even with the successful relationships, your decision is affirmed by the person who you witness. But in those 4 weeks, can you say without a shadow of a doubt, you knew for sure, 100%? No, you're making a decision based on hopes. So I understand as a mother being concerned that your daughter is making a rash decision. At the bachelorette parties, the guys went on like a floating hot tub. Joseph wasn't there because I think he like pulled something while working out. So he was missing in action. And then for the girls, they went to a strip club. I said, oh, even Franchesca pulled up to the strip club. I said, oh, okay. I did see a conversation between Kiara and her friends that made me go, She was talking about AJ, and it was all these physical characteristics. I'm like, isn't he so beautiful? Like, look at him. His muscles are like this big, and like he's so tall, and he's this, he's that. And I love that she loves how he looks. That's great. And it's confirmed she's down with the brown, guys. She's down with the brown. But I was like, where are the reasons that you love him based on his character? Like, production, if she said that and y'all cut that out, y'all being shady. Because I wanted to hear that, especially when you cut to Sophie and she has 5,000 reasons why she loves Taylor, and it's who he is. She's like listing all these things about his character that are just amazing. And it's not even just like, oh, he makes me feel, he does this for me. It's like, no, this is who he is as a person. And I love him for that. I wanted to see a little bit of that from Kiara. But either way, I did like when she said that in the altercation that they had, she definitely was at fault. And she listed out the reasons why she was at fault. Now that he has seen the good, bad, and the ugly, she does think that his yes will be a true yes. And you know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah. The couples that are like plain sailing the whole time, you have to question them. So the fact that they had a tiff, they were able to work from it. She's actually acknowledging her fault in it, took accountability, and it seems like they've been doing better since then. I think that that's good. Kiara spoke to Franchesca at the bachelorette party because she wants to clear the air with her to make sure that there's no animosity moving forward.
We had built a friendship. Conversation now is not productive. Okay, so what we had is like, is nothing in comparison to what you said, so that's what.
I was called over to the conversation. I just continued to sit there, to be honest, just as support.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable. I've never, ever said anything against you and Joseph. You're perfect. You are so happy.
Should we hug it out?
Yeah.
Now, Kiara, you were not on mute that whole time. You were definitely instigating. And even if you were quiet then, you weren't quiet before. And I do think it was strategic that Kiara went to other people instead of going straight to Franchesca to say, hey, your husband made me feel like... Also, if my husband made you feel that way, go talk to my husband. And fine, if you can't talk to him, then at least come talk to me. But no, you want to talk to Tom, Dick, and Harry? No, girl. You know what? They cleared the air. They moved on. Whatever. The first wedding was between Sophie and Taylor. We saw Taylor talk to his sister, and she wrote him a letter talking about how proud of him she is. The man that he's become is somebody who she can proudly say is her brother, and she knows for a fact that her mother would also be proud. They cried. I got misty-eyed. It was really, really beautiful. I was thinking there's no issues with this relationship, and technically there is no issue with the relationship. It's just Daddy Sophie, he's not a fan. He's not a fan at all with this process, and he's not afraid to let everybody know about it.
You've rushed it. I think you can't know anybody in that space of time. I'm just trying to look out for you. Just want you to make the right decision.
Okay. We didn't meet in the traditional way. We threw ourselves completely into the experiment. I wouldn't have changed a single thing.
You came into my life when I least expected it. You've shown me the kind, caring and thoughtful man you are.
I do.
I do.
I like that Sophie's dad was still going to support his daughter no matter what, because here's the thing, a wedding is just a day. Sure, marriage is longer, but those could be dissolved as well. The relationship you have with your father should last your whole life. So if he was to let this tarnish the beautiful relationship he seems to have with his daughter, that would have been disappointing. So I'm glad that he still was able to walk her down the aisle. He didn't make a scene at the wedding or anything. During the vows, I felt like he started to soften a bit, and the vows were really beautiful. They were talking about being each other's soulmates, and I was like, yeah, I see it. I definitely do. When they said yes, it looked to me like Sophie's dad's face wasn't so stone-faced. So I was like, yeah, you're buying into it, huh? I like them. I think that they're gonna work. I think he's really serious. And he walked in saying he's very serious. Ask his nephews. He's just all about love, and he's ready to love and all that. Yeah. I support them. Kiara jokingly says that there will be mourning in the streets now that the hottest singleton is no longer in the market. And I'm like, girl, nary a tear will fall, okay? I'm sorry. I don't think anybody's going to be heartbroken, but okay. Fast forward to the wedding. Actually, just before the wedding, she was saying that she has been cheated on in every other relationship. And it's interesting how in the pods, I was like, I wonder how that's going to show up. And we saw that she was purposefully poking at AJ. I hope that that's not going to persist, because girl, he is not them. Don't make him atone for the sins of others, okay? But she's like, yeah, I'm really, really in love with him. And if he were to have doubts, that actually would break my heart.
This is your moment to speak from your heart.
Before I even saw your face, I felt an instant calm. I knew that our connection was real. Looking into your eyes, you stood by my side without question. I found the kind of love that feels like belonging. I will choose you again and again and again. I do.
I do.
I really liked Kiara's vows. I thought they were really nice. It's unfortunate that, you know, she has the demeanor that she does because I still don't like her. I really don't. At the beginning, I did think that they were well suited. I think they are still well suited, but there might be some things that they're sweeping under the rug, which may become bigger issues down the line. The fact that she is the type to poke just to see how much you can take, I don't like that. I really don't like that. The fact that he said, do we have a difference of opinion or do we have mismatched values? I don't think we came to a resolve on that. And he did say that discovering where your values truly lie does take time. So in time, will they discover that their values actually don't align? We don't know. His financial situation is not where it needs to be, not for himself, nor for whatever her name is. So that's going to be a thing as well. And she did say, okay, well, maybe they shouldn't be together. And she did say that moving in with her comes with a list of rules, and she outlined the rules, and she's like, that should be it. I think there's more. So I just think, considering all those things, will they be butting heads once they get married? I don't know. I think they were keeping it cute for camera's sake. And once the cameras are gone, will they still feel like they should be married? I don't know. The next wedding is Joseph and Franchesca's wedding. There's no doubt in my mind that these two love each other. There's no doubt in my mind that these two want to marry each other. Now, should they marry each other is the question. Like, we still have to iron out some logistics with y'all's relationship, and I'm still disheartened by the fact that Franchesca didn't have good answers to her mom's questions. And not only did she not have good answers, she was like, oh, Mom, why are you doing this? Because marriage is not a joke. And these are questions you need to ask yourself before you jump into marriage. What are we doing? Anyways, Joseph talks to his groomsmen and they get emotional. I think one of them is his brother, maybe. They get emotional because he is such a kind-hearted person and he's so genuine and sweet to any and everybody, despite the home life that he was living. Like, he was around toxicity all his childhood. So the fact that he was able to overcome that and be the person that he is just makes everybody around him so proud. He also says that seeing what he saw growing up is the reason why he needs this approval from Franchesca's mom. He does not want to go into a marriage where there's going to be turmoil. So yeah, walking down the aisle, he still has yet to receive approval from Mama Franchesca.
So the happiest that I've seen her in a long time. We're absolutely having a blessing.
Amazing, amazing.
Everyone, please be seated.
You slowly brought down my walls. Thank you for showing me what real love looks like. Someone I've always wanted to be, but never thought capable.
It's okay, you got this.
Thank you for always showing up no matter what. Thank you for letting me love you unconditionally in a way that you deserve to be loved.
Oh, that's lovely.
I do.
I can't take it, bro.
I do.
I was sure that Franchesca's mom was going to give her blessing. I think it was at the dress fitting where she had said, my daughter's happiness is what's most important to me. So if she is happy and she believes that her daughter is happy, she's like, this is the happiest I've ever seen her, then that's what she's going to lead with. And she also doesn't have a problem with Joseph. She just wants to make sure that he is going to remain the man that he's presented himself to be. So when Joseph sat beside her and asked for the blessing and he received it, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, only time will tell. Even with somebody who you've known for years can still disappoint you. So if he seems like a good person now, let's just pray for the best and hope that he remains the same. The vows were good. I liked the vows. We know someone somewhere is punching the air right now. Yeah, it was beautiful. And their wedding, oh, by far my favorite wedding. Are you kidding? The choir and the fact that they were wearing purple and gold. I love purple. It was so beautiful. And then even seeing some people in the crowd with their traditional attire, the prayer that his mom gave her, the prayer that his mom gave him before the wedding, and I was just like, yeah, this is beautiful. Even after, when they were talking about their wedding, there was like choir music still playing in the background. I said, yeah, this is a blackity black wedding. And I love that for them. Now y'all better make it work. Okay? Y'all better sort out the logistics, because these last 3 episodes, I've been convinced about y'all. Don't piss me off now. Yeah, I'm making this about me. So the last wedding is Jack and Fay's wedding. Where is Jack? Nobody knows. So Jack was out with his boys and they somehow were able to make it on time. But Jack saunters in quite late. He had a rough night. He slept longer than he expected to, and now here he is, looking quite disheveled. Jack, I don't know. I don't know what to do with Jack. So he is talking to his mother, and the mother is like, listen, marriage is not a joke. You have to step up. You have to be responsible. Faye's dad comes in and speaks to him, and he's like, listen, marriage is not a joke. You have to step up. You have to be responsible. Faye is talking to her friends, saying, hey, marriage is not a joke. I hope he can step up. I hope he can be responsible. I'm sorry, if we're begging this man to step up and be responsible so often, I just question if he's actually ready to step up and be responsible.
I am breaking it a bit. It's a big responsibility. I'm getting married once, that's it. I'm actually at that point now.
I love your guilt. Getting so twitchy, poor son.
Falling in love with you was not planned. I didn't know how heavy my heart was until you came along. The self-doubt, the silence, the constant fear of being too much. There's someone who sees me clearly and doesn't flinch. I can't understand how someone before me didn't see what I see. No one has noticed the beautiful universe hidden within you. I never thought I could feel so comfortable with someone. I don't know where all this will take us. We'll be the kind of love that doesn't stand still.
I do.
I do.
Has anyone got any butter?
The ring not fitting better not be a sign that Jack is not fit for marriage. If they end up breaking up, I will reference this scene. Child, they said yes. They said yes. I can't be too mad at Faye though, because those vows from Jack, who helped you with those? Who helped you with those? This man went from, I really struggle to articulate myself, and sometimes I have to write letters 3, 4, 5, 6 times. He must have written this down 20 times because it was so eloquent, so beautiful. If that truly came from him, I would have been sold too. If I was standing across a man who was saying those vows to me, I would have had to say yes. It was beautiful. It really was beautiful. Do I think they'll still be married come reunion time? It's a toss-up. I'm leaning towards no. I think the couples who have the most potential would be Taylor and Sophie and Franchesca and Joseph. It's a toss-up for the other two because there are so many things that haven't been ironed out, in my opinion, that are actually detrimental to the relationship. Going into marriage with trust issues, not good. And those two other couples, AJ and Kiara, Fay and Thing, they got trust issues. And it also doesn't surprise me that they were in a love square. They couldn't even figure it out in the pods too. So, I don't know. You guys let me know who you think will still be married come reunion time. I don't know when the reunion is. I'm going to assume it's next week, probably Sunday. I think the UK likes to have their reunions on Sundays. So we will see. But yeah, everybody got married. And this is how it should be. Okay, I don't know how you guys feel about the no's at the altars, but to me, they feel like a waste of time. Like, I brought my family out here. I brought my friends. Like, I'm wearing a wedding dress. I've dreamt about this, and you're going to tell me no? I'm going to have to burn it down. So I appreciate that everybody got married. Should they all have gotten married? I don't know. But I'm glad that they all got married because don't waste my time, okay? As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.